Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy Elliott. Welcome to the One Percenter podcast. Guys, I'm here today with two killers. Not only are these guys building an empire, but these guys are creating opportunities for sales men and women all around the country to make mid six figures to even seven figures a year with no degree, right? No talent, who have a good heart and who have the right mindset. If you're wanting to kill it, if you want to be great, if you're looking for the opportunity of a lifetime, if you want to learn, we're going to get more value on this video than ever before. But also there's an opportunity, which is what I love, because a lot of you right now in 2024, you want this to be your best life ever. So if you're ready to kill it, if you're ready to crush it, once I introduce you to these two gentlemen together, they're like best friends, they're brothers, they're both married, they got kids, they're 28, 29 years old, they're thriving, okay? And they're gonna kill it this year. And I want you to know who they are, I want you to know what they're doing, but also they're gonna share with you how, if you're looking for that next step in your life, here it is. All right, guys, so it's Andy. I'm here today with my man, Braden and Talon, right? Now, listen, they're good-looking, young bucks, killing it, crushing the game. They're from Utah. They just flew into Scottsdale, Arizona. Number one, I want to turn it over to them, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm really attracted to people who have good attitudes, who have the right mindset, who are leaders. Guys, we're in the era of the worst leader in the history of freaking time. These guys are great leaders. They're super young. They have a crazy, awesome story, and they're building massive teams. Their teams love them, but their team is growing so fast. So we want to let you guys know about what they're doing, what they're about, obviously what industry they're in. And I'm going to turn it over to you guys. So number one, how long have you guys known each other? And then tell me a little bit about, I know what you're doing today, how you're growing this massive empire, but maybe you take us back to maybe when you graduated school or wherever you want to start, like how you guys got on this sales journey together. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy. A lot of you leave comments telling me that you need help. Do me a favor. I'm going to tell you the best way to get a hold of me. Shoot me a text message right now. 918-210-0254. 918-210-0254. I'll help you with whatever you need. I got your back for life. Let's get back to the video.
So we actually met on a service mission together for our church.
Love that. So did you guys go right out of high school?
Yeah. I was 18 years old.
Straight to Mexico.
Yeah, straight from the crib to Mexico. So we served together for 2 years down there. That's where we met, and we worked together as leaders, grew teams.
So you guys speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
100% fluent.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Keep up on it. That's how we sell half our accounts, you know.
Okay. No, I love that. So you guys are 18 years old, right? You guys go to Mexico.
Yep.
You stay there for 2 years,
Yep.
right? Obviously, it's door to door.
Yep.
Am I right? Like it's door to door sales, and you're selling religion, right? I mean, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah,
You're changing people's lives, but you guys are actually at everybody's door. There's no money exchanging hands. You're just sharing God, right?
That's the best way to learn how to sell, because there was no motive other than to help people.
Yeah.
And I think that is the true spirit of sales, is service.
It is.
So that's where we started.
It is. I want to ask you a question though. This is important. By the way, I'm going to get back to that. And I think that's why you guys are doing so well, because your foundation of your house was built off that, which is crazy.
Yeah.
When you guys went over to Mexico for 2 years, could you guys like reach out to your families? Could you guys talk to them? Like, can you tell me about that? Like, what's that like?
Yeah. So once a week we had like an hour to email, and it wasn't like email back and forth. It was like send an email to your family.
So, but you don't get to call, right?
So,
No, and
twice a year, but Mother's Day, Christmas, that was it for about.
I think the craziest thing is like neither of us knew Spanish when we got there. So it was like, you don't know Spanish. They send you down to Mexico, and not only are you like helping people and servicing people, but you have to do it all in Spanish, in a language that you don't know, and you have to get thrown into the fire and learn it.
Did you talk about
Den, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. You talk about like having to learn. People say, well, as you get older, it's harder to learn. That's bullcrap.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think that we want to talk about that right now. Like sales guys, if you want to get rich, there's two ways to get rich: sales and leadership. Yeah. And you guys build leaders and you guys teach sales, right?
Yep.
Can we tell everybody, what industry are you guys in? Real quick, tell them what industry you're on, and let's go back into this journey, because you guys are blowing up. You're making people a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. You're in solar.
Yep.
So you guys sell solar. How many states are you guys in primarily right now?
So right now we're active in 10.
Okay.
I'm operative in about 21.
Okay, cool. So 21 states. And by the way, anybody watching this right now, if you're like, dude, listen, man, I want to earn 6 figures, or I want to earn mid 6 figures, or I want to earn 7 figures. This is a level 10 earning opportunity in which you can earn as much as you want. There's zero cap, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No degree, right? You got to have a great attitude. Yeah. You show up to work, you keep your word, You be good to people. Your foundation is serving. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It matters who you want to become. And you guys can join your team and you guys train them how to be great. Is that right?
Yep,
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, our whole company motto is impact over income. So that's all we focus on, and I think that's why we're growing at the rate we are.
Yeah. Well, number one, the eyes are the window to the soul. As you guys can see them talking right now, you guys can look into their souls. Number one, you can tell that you guys are the real deal. Your eyes are full of love. You guys are super cool, right? You know, I always tell when I look at somebody, I can tell when they're full of shit. The world knows the bullshit meter, right?
BS meters,
Yeah, they have the great BS meters because we've all been bullshit. But you guys, like you guys have a good story, right?
Yeah.
And you guys have a good foundation. You guys have a massive business. Let's talk about some of the things. And by the way, there's a link below, guys, in the description box. Okay, so at any point in time during this video, you can go down to the link below in the description box. You can answer some questions. You can send over a 60-second video. They will reach out to you, and you can have the opportunity to go to war with them. You have the opportunity to earn as much as you want. It's that easy. You just click the link below. Let's go back. So you're in Mexico.
Yeah.
You learn to speak Spanish. You guys are dropped off in the middle of the jungle, basically. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You learn it. You can
Yeah.
only talk to your family for 2 years, Mother's Day and Christmas. This is 4 times in 2 years. Email once a week.
Yep.
It's you two together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so we actually, it's kind of crazy. We were never actually together, but we would meet up once or twice a month as like a big leadership group.
Yeah.
And we always were just like
Boys.
we were always just
Brothers,
like catching
like,
up.
just
Brothers,
had a ton of
how are
fun.
you doing? How are you doing? But we were usually with companions or like someone else from Peru or Mexico or from a totally different country.
Wow.
And so, yeah, in a lot of ways, you had to learn how to really not only sell religion or talk to people, but also
Yeah.
like get along and work with somebody that had a totally different background and mindset than you did.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Talk
it
about
was great.
adaptability and growing quick.
Totally.
So you get that. You go after 2 years. So what happens?
So you get home after 2 years, you kind of plug right back into society, and that's where we both just got into sales and leadership. I feel like it was super natural just because
That's what we're doing.
that
on
was the
mission.
best school, like that was the best education we could have for sales and leadership. So we got home, I plugged right into pest control. I know Talon did the same thing.
Were you guys in Utah? then?
Yeah.
Well, we sold all over the country, but we were based out of Utah. But then we tried to recruit each other for
Yeah.
for like 6
It's
years.
like, dude, come join my
5
company.
years or
No,
whatever it
come
was,
join
yeah.
mine. And we worked for great companies and we had a great experience selling with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the things that we learned from that, we
yeah.
just took and applied to build what we're building
like
today.
both companies had like militaristic training platforms. I mean, like
Yeah.
we were drilled and like we worked 15 16-hour days for 4 months straight during the summers, and I mean rain, snow, whatever, it
Just
didn't matter,
grind 'em.
just go.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a cool thing that I love to touch on is like we didn't just like open a business, like
Totally.
we started from the rookie door knocker that had to figure it out, that had his manager drop him off an area
Yep.
and say good luck, right? Baptism
Mhm.
by fire. And like we went through that, and we've been through all those learning curves. So
If you guys had a message, we're going to keep going, but if you had a message to somebody watching this, right? To somebody that's not in sales or somebody that's in sales, but it isn't earning what they want, right? Like how do those people do in your company? How do you guys get people up to speed? Like I'm just giving an example. Like I got a massive channel, and a lot of them, they're not good at sales, or they want to get into sales, or they're currently in a sales job and they're not making what they heard that you could make.
Totally.
Tell them what's different with your company.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things we really focus on is like helping the businessman before the business plan. So we'll take in a lot of reps. I mean, it doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your education, what you've done, where you've been. All that really matters is your desire and who you want to show up and become.
what you're
And
committed to.
yeah, what you're committed to and what you keep your word to. So we take those guys, we give them the best training, we give them the best opportunity, and then we plug them into markets where they can have the highest earning opportunities.
It's huge.
And they
Like
can hit
niche
their
markets,
any
yeah.
goals they want.
I love what you
Yeah.
said. He said helping the businessman.
Before the business
So
plan.
yeah, so like what you're saying is you care about how they develop as an individual, not only just about how much money they make you.
Oh yeah, that's the last thing we look at. We'll do 2-3 day events. We'll never talk about money. We'll never talk about sales. It's all about
Huge, man.
It's all about how to be a better father, be a better friend, show up as a better leader, just impact. Like how do you influence and transform and inspire the people around
That's
you?
the secret.
Yeah.
So
That's the secret. That's why you guys are killing it. Look, I'm going to tell you this. They say people will work for blood, sweat, and tears for the leader. And that means somebody that's being the example of the life that they want to live.
Totally.
But they'll just show up to work for a paycheck and literally roll out. And I think that's what a lot of the world's doing now.
Yeah.
They show up for a paycheck.
what they're doing is maintaining, and so it's exhausting, it's draining, it's depressing.
There's no fulfillment,
But when
right?
you're growing and you're impacting
Yeah.
lives, it's fulfilling, it's exciting.
Yeah, I want everybody to think about this real quick. Like, how many of you are truly becoming a better person every day. And I think when we first talked, when we hit it off on the phone, we were talking about like self-development, like becoming obsessed with it, like every single day, becoming a new you, reinventing yourself, recreating yourself, you know, physically, mentally, getting closer to God, better relationship with your kids, better relationship with your wife, better relationship with yourself. Like, dude, like, because if you don't like you, like, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't like themselves. And I think that you guys nailed it. I really, truly believe, and I would tell anybody right now, if you guys don't click this link below and get a conversation going with these guys, I see a lot of people, they want to make money and they want to be successful so bad that they put their own mental health and taking care of themselves on the back burner to try to push the business. And dude, they end up not doing well at business and burning the candle from both ends and running themselves in the ground.
Or if they do well at business, they'll end up burning it down over a short period of time because they haven't built who they need to be to sustain that level of wealth, success, leadership, whatever it is. It's just going to crumble.
Yeah,
that's
it's
amazing.
It's not about the money. It's about who they are. It's who they're showing up as.
Only people that have ran themselves into the ground know that. So if you haven't done this and you're like, what are these guys talking about? What these guys are talking about is me as 44 years old is telling you the secret to winning in life is to staying on fire. The secret to winning in life is people don't burn out, they lose their purpose.
Yep.
There's no such thing as burnout.
Amen.
Okay, you want to work 15 hours a day, or you want to work 8 hours a day, or you want to work 4 hours a day and give every thing you have when you love what you're doing. But a lot of people don't love what they're doing. And honestly, can I say a couple things? A lot of people don't understand solar.
Yeah.
No.
Like, can we talk about that for a minute? Like, okay, somebody shows up.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, I want to kill it. They're like, I don't want to sell solar. What would you say to somebody right now that goes, dude, I like these guys. They're super cool, but I don't want to sell solar because they don't understand it. They've heard bad things about it. They don't get it. Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I think a lot of people are really going to like you guys and they're going to kick ass, but they don't understand the solar part and they'll be like, oh man, anything but sell solar. Like, because they don't understand it, right? 100%. So can we talk about that? Because I've met a lot of y'all's people and they're so freaking happy it's stupid.
Yeah.
And they told me they don't even sell solar. They just help people.
Yeah.
So like, can we
that's
talk
the
about
thing
that?
is like in solar, like I don't sell anything. You know, I really like when I was in pest control, that was a very emotional sale, right? You show up to the door, you're trying to get them like scared of the ants, like grossed out by the spiders, grossed out by the roaches, and it's a very emotional decision. It's a want, it's not a need. With solar, it's like, look, you have two options. You either have to pay for the power company, or I can show you what a solar option looks like. And it's a very logical decision. I'm just presenting the numbers to the homeowner that I'm sitting down with. Then I don't close anyone. They just close themselves. It's like, look, you have two options. You know, if you want to stay with the power company, go
well, everybody's going to have energy until they die. Like I want everybody to know this. Okay, so a homeowner is going to have energy until they die. Like nobody's going to turn their house off, turn their energy off and run their house off candles.
Yeah.
So so everybody's going to have energy. The question is, do you want to pay the energy company that inflation's going to keep going through the roof, or do you want to have solar and have a more dependable bill and you don't have to worry about inflation going up? And I think a lot of people are flipping over to solar because literally it saves them so much money, not only in the present, but also in the future as inflation continues to rise.
Totally.
Yeah. There's no other product out there where you can actually sell something, add value to someone's life, change a family's financial situation, get them a tax credit, there's all this benefit, and they actually end up paying less.
That's crazy.
We actually reduce their overall net spend each month.
Yeah, and you guys train people on this. You have the technology. Yeah. You help people with the leads. I mean, basically, people come on, and as long as they're hungry and willing and they're coachable, they all succeed.
Yeah.
Am I right? Now, you guys have a big team. Let's talk about y'all's culture.
Yeah.
Because you guys have a great culture. Let's talk about it. Like,
culture's everything to us. We believe that a high tide raises all ships. Like if you're not helping the tide go up, you're automatically helping it.
That's it.
Yeah. And so our core values, it spells teams. It's actually kind of a funny story when we first came up with them. It spelled SETMA, SETMA, and we ran with that for like 8 months. We were like, SETMA, SETMA. Yeah. We were like pushing
Made hard. Our guys memorize SETMA.
It's an acronym, you know.
Get a tattoo.
And then we had one of our coaches like kind of slap us upside the head and was like, "You idiots! Like it spells teams. Like that's a much better acronym." It's actually on the back of our shirt now, but yeah. So the obstacle is the way. Extreme ownership, attitude of gratitude, mindset is everything, and the speed of trust is the biggest one we talk about. When trust is really, really high, you can get things done really quickly and really efficiently. Yep. And so the number one thing that we'll hammer on is that we do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do
huge.
it. And it is like you cannot calculate the power that a man has when he shows up and does what he says he's going to do, but also when he says he's going to do it.
That's huge.
And so that's our culture. That's our standard. If you don't show up and you don't keep those commitments, there's another company that'll take you, and much love, like God bless, good luck, but that's not who we are.
No,
so,
and by the way, who you become is literally the people that you run with and the standards that they carry.
That's the number one precursor to success is who you're around.
Yeah, like your standards that you guys carry, like these people, like when they go home, they bring these standards home to their families or their lives, whether it's gym, whether it's, their own individual one, the way they operate, with their kids or their wife and by the way, women do really well at selling solar too, right?
They have,
like, aren't they better?
It's not even fair.
I mean, there's not enough women doing it, but I just want to say, like, if you're a woman in sales, like, you kill it at solar.
Like, I knock on a door, I'm 6'4", 230 or whatever, and I'm standing there and someone's like, what the heck do you want, right? It's like, it's intimidating. You have a girl go knock on a door and she's like, hey, how's it going? And the first thing 99% of the time they say, oh, hey, how can I help you? With me, it's like, what the hell do you want? Right?
It's like, damn, man.
They drop their guard.
Occupation, right? They're just able to just like get their foot in the door right away. So girls that come out here, they crush with us. We're actually building an all-girl team right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think they're going to call themselves the Lionesses, which is pretty
badass.
Sick. And they're just going to blow all the boys, like all the guys out of the water.
So
it's crazy. It's
so if there's a woman watching this, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what you literally could be in customer service.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a cell phone sales rep, right? That's what he did before he sold at AT&T, and a solar rep went in to upgrade his phone, and recruited the cell phone rep, right? It was like, dude, this kid right here, he did a good job selling this technology. He's doing all this. He's got a good attitude. He said, kid goes, how much? He goes, how much you make a month? Kid's like $4,000 a month. He's like, dude, you need to come over and sell solar with us. The guy goes, dude, I don't want to sell solar. I don't like solar. He goes, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know what you don't know. Come over. It was that kid almost made 7 figures last year. Yeah. He was making $4,000 as a salesperson. And
we have a kid that just literally came out of high school, started knocking for us, and he cleared $500,000 this year.
Yeah. Guys, can we
Working
just
part-time, by the way.
Yeah, can we just get that out of the way? 18 years old, just got out of high school, cleared $500,000. Okay, please, everybody understand this right now. There is a time. I'm not a quitter. I tell people all the time, don't ever quit, but there is a time to quit and start again. You're not quitting and getting out of the game. You're quitting something to start something new. I know a person that's been selling real estate for the last couple of years, and they're like, I don't want to give up. I don't want to quit. I go, dude, you're not quitting. You're not in love with real estate anymore. You once had a dream that real estate was going to take you here. Now you're now you don't want to quit because you're stubborn. You're not quitting, dude. You just need to get repassionate about something else. It's like sometimes there's a time to start and then there's a time to quit. And there's a time to quit something to start something else. And they quit and they went into solar, and this year they're having their best year they've ever had in their entire life. That's amazing. Dude, I hear this every day. Everybody says, I thought I wasn't going to like solar. And once they get in, they realize, I can't believe that you get paid like this to sell solar.
It's crazy. Totally. It's called the solar gold rush right now for a reason.
Yes, everybody realizes that solar gold rush. And by the way, who do you want to be with? You want to be with a great organization and great leaders. Dude, listen, there's a lot of great organizations with shitty leaders. Yep. And then there's a lot of shitty organizations with great leaders, and those great leaders don't end up sticking around because they're shitty organizations. Mm-hmm. You guys have a great organization. You guys have great leadership. And you guys believe in like self-development before making money. And then, so it's like heaven on earth. People make a lot of money and become a great person.
Yeah, we view ourselves much more as a self-development company than we do as a sales company, for sure. Yeah. And
that's
I think
so crazy.
Our business model is super unique in the space too. And that's another big reason. Like this last year, 2023, most of the large, like vertically integrated sales and installs in-house companies, they actually downsized. Like it was a hard year.
I saw that.
It was a hard year for solar. It was a solar coaster year. We grew well over 100% this year. And so
why do you think you guys grow when a lot of people retracted?
Yeah, we weren't double.
Well, I mean, it was just the ability to pivot. So like we had the ability to work with, in different markets with different finance options with different installers. So it's just the organization. We weren't like pigeonholed into one market or one place. Talon is a great example. I don't know if you want to share it, but like with the ships on the water. But
yeah, I mean, so like a lot of these companies are kind of built as like these huge freight liners, right? So they look cool. They've got all the gadgets. They can move a lot of weight. They've got a lot of people. But when shit hits the fan, now what? It's going to take them a whole year to turn around. we're the Navy SEAL Team 6. We're the skipper on the ocean.
You can move quick.
Because right now, solar, every single quarter, every 3 months, it is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people get a bad rap from solar for 2 reasons. One, ethics, which we have a one strike, you're out ethical policy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do something sketchy, you're gone. And
That's
number
good.
2 is their companies are not built the right way. They
Yeah.
don't have creative financing. They're not ahead of the curve. And when they do get stuck, they're not able to pivot. They're not able to adapt.
It's huge.
So we're extremely adaptable. When a market changes, when net metering changes, when like a solar installer has financial issues, it's not a big deal for us because we're a true brokerage. Like we're built to pivot and adapt as the industry grows. And that's what's helped us grow this year.
And it's one thing to like have a lot of install options. It's another thing to have a lot of finance options, because a lot of guys were hit really hard this last year with interest rates. I mean, everybody in America felt it with like high interest rates going through the roof.
That was a big
I mean,
one.
it was no different in the solar industry. And so the only reason that we were able to not only survive but thrive was because of our killer finance options that we were able to offer our reps, customers, benefits everybody all around.
So you help people,
Yeah.
you make a lot of money. You guys can pivot fast. One of the things is you guys seem like underdogs. Are you guys underdogs?
Yeah.
I mean, well, what I call Goliaths is this. Goliaths are really big. They almost get too big for their customers, for their team, for everybody. They're so big whenever things change, they can't pivot fast.
Yeah.
They're the Freightliner. You know what I mean? If you take a cruise ship and you try to turn it, it ain't going to turn quick. But if you take one of those Navy SEAL boats, you can whip that bitch around like that quick.
Yeah.
And the deal is that you guys are open to change. You guys are younger, and I like that, because young business owners, you guys have been through a lot. You knocked doors from 18 going to Mexico. It ain't like you're living off your dad's money. I mean, you guys went in.
No.
And when we talk about the beginning of this podcast being dropped in Mexico, okay, can't speak the language, you're 18 years old, you're out of high school, and you've got to be on a mission. You're like, dude, and you can't talk to your family now, which you've lived with your whole life. Like, shit gets real quick, right? And you probably think like, dude, like I want to go home, or I want to quit, or I'm not going to make it.
I think that's our differentiator is like kind of WIFT. If you've heard that acronym before, do whatever it freaking takes.
That's
like
what you guys did.
Whatever happens, like we'll figure it out, right?
See,
And
but that's what
our
makes you
mindset.
guys dangerous. So every single thing that we're talking about, when you said that, when we were in Mexico, you're like, dude, we love people. We were serving them. There was no commission needed.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make people happy. That right there, when you got back, you immediately got into sales because you love taking care of people. And a lot of people get into sales, they got commission breath because they want to make money, so they don't last.
Yeah.
But guys like us that are the lost Mohicans that understand the art of sell, which is helping people just help themselves, heaven on earth, getting paid really good to take care of people. Like, dude, you know what a ripoff is? A ripoff is selling somebody a product and then not doing a good job at it. That's ripping them off.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you help somebody get something that they've already made the decision that they want to get, really everybody's made a decision they want to save money.
Yep.
Yeah, and they need power. So
Yeah, and they've already made a decision they're going to use power because they're already currently paying for
it's
it.
just education.
So we're actually not even asking them to pay anything extra. We're just asking them to basically swap over who they're paying to get different benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just reinvesting their money that they're already spending.
That's it. I mean, aren't your reps they're educators, right?
That's really all it is. I mean, we have
They educate and deliver.
two main roles: someone who like qualifies a homeowner, make sure it's going to be a good fit, make sure that kind of like hook the attention, like the initial education, and make sure that we can dispel some of those myths about solar. And then once you get one of our consultants in a home, I mean, we're closing above 75% of everything we're sitting in, which industry standard for solar is about 25%. So I think that speaks volumes about our ability to train and like grow leaders and closers.
Yeah, you guys seem like you just do shit right.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, that's crazy. I love your one strike policy.
Yep.
Because I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people are like, oh, one strike policy, man. No, when I met my wife, I'm just going to tell you this. Like, I needed to be a better guy, right? Like, how many people out there in the world right now had a bad leader? They let them get away with certain stuff. Yeah. They've been around people that are really sloppy. They've become sloppy. Nobody's ever held the standard. These people are capable of way more, but nobody's ever told him, I'm not going to tolerate that.
Totally.
Right? And I'm going to tell you this, like me, as like an alpha now in life, I go back and I think, when did I change when I became a really good, number one, when I made a lot of money, when I became better as a human being, when I liked myself more. You know what day it was? The day I met my wife and I started talking to her. And then after a couple weeks later, we realized that we were going to date. And she goes, let me tell you something. And she goes, I know what kind of guy you are. And she's like, and I like projects. My wife told me this. She goes, I like projects, right? Yeah, she goes, I like projects.
That's awesome.
But I'm going to warn you that if you ever cheat on me, if we're going to do this, if you ever cheat on me, I'm gone. I don't care if somebody drugged you. I don't care if you're drunk. I don't care. If you ever even try to cheat or cheat on me, I'm gone. You'll never need to explain it to me. So don't worry about it. Just know I'm gone. And she scared the hell out of me. I was like, dude, she's not playing.
Standard, right?
Yeah, I was like, she's not playing. And immediately, hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy. A lot of you leave comments telling me that you need help. Do me a favor. I'm going to tell you the best way to get a hold of me. Shoot me a text message right now, 918-210-0254. 918-210-0254. I'll help you with whatever you need. I got your back for life. Let's get back to the video. I remember texting like 10 girls in my phone. I was like, no, because I was like, never call me again. Yeah. Never call. And they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, block.
You on Instagram.
No, I immediately had to call. I had to draw some really hard lines into some loopholes that probably would have taken me out, not even into doing something wrong, but maybe into just back into old bad habits. Yeah. And thank God she showed up and said, no more. You're better than that. You're a better man than that. I'm going to take you on a new journey, but you got to commit to this standard. Totally. And dude, like I committed to that standard, and ever since then, my life has been amazing. All these great things have happened because it's like that. So when you guys tell me one strike policy, what that means is that you're saying, dude, like, look, you guys are capable of telling the truth. It's not hard. It's just tell the truth. Hey, we can't help you. Thank you. Yeah. You know, like it's not a big deal. Like you can walk away and the world and the universe will reward you for just being a good human being.
And it's like in relationships, in teams, in life, you get what you tolerate. So if you tolerate that one time, I mean, you're going to continue to get that.
Well, yeah, it's like if I were to cheat on her one time and she'd be like, well, never do it again. Yeah. Dude, I'd have never respected her again.
For sure.
Like, honestly, she, and I knew, and by the way, I knew she was serious. Yeah. Like, we're out. Like, we're done. Like, and when she says don't explain it, then I'm like, not even explain? Like, dude, I'm like, I almost said, I'm like, isn't that kind of mean? like, what if it was a really bad act? Like, what if somebody drugged me? Yeah. You know, she's like, don't care. Yeah. I'm like, damn, man.
Shouldn't have been there in the first place.
I mean, when you set those standards, it just allows you to get in alignment with what you really want.
That's it, yeah. And so she forced me to take the right road. You know what I mean? But I want to tell you, so when you guys say that to people, like 100% of the people that are watching this right now want to create human excellence. Like they want to be great. They want to be the example for people. I always say in every wealthy person's family, there's eventually a point in time which there was no wealthy person in that family. That means all these people that are watching, I mean, for bloodlines to change, it takes one person to stand up and go, dude, I'm going to change my bloodline. Yep. I'm going to change my family. And all that person has to do is, number one, have the courage to take action when they know it's right. So if anybody's watching this right now and you have this feeling in your stomach, like, dude, like, why haven't I gotten what I wanted? Well, maybe it's because when you get that urge, you don't take action. So right now, go and click the link below. It's 10 questions you're going to answer. We want to know about you. And then you're going to send over a 60-second video. That way they can put a name with the face, and then they'll literally reach out to you within 24 hours. The craziest thing, you have no idea how fast your life can change when you start to take your life serious. Yeah. Like how fast it'll change. And you don't have to have everything figured out, because people are like, well, what if I don't want to do this? Or what? Dude, you're overthinking it. Dude, you're trying to play chess and think 5 steps ahead. How about A, B, C, D? Like next thing is fill out the information, send a video. Yeah. Okay. Like maybe nothing happens. Yeah. That's exactly what I say. Maybe you guys say, hey, what's up? And that works out. Or maybe you say, hey, what's up? And then you realize all of a sudden, oh my God, dude, I've been waiting for this my whole life. Dude, I always tell this to people. I'm like, dude, everybody is waiting and looking for their way out. The way out of the life they have now to the life they want. And if you keep doing what you're doing now, you're not going to get your way out. You're not going to get a new life. You're not going to be around the right people. You're not going to make more money. If 2023, what you did was what you're doing now, didn't make you a lot of money, didn't help you become a better person, didn't help you to achieve your goals, how in the hell would repeating it in 24 make you any better? Like it's physically, it can't happen. You have to do something different. Yeah. And so in order for things to change, you have to change. And I think people just need to take action. And when they see something good, they need to reach out. And what I love is the way that you guys want to invest in people. Now, you guys are both married. You guys both have kids. Yep. Like, that's like super cool, man. So you guys can relate with an 18-year-old that's getting out of school, because you guys obviously, like, you guys still are really young. You're really fit. You have lots of energy. But also you can relate with somebody that has a family.
Yeah, we work with everyone, all kinds. I mean, I'd say between 18 and 25 is kind of like our main age group, but we have tons of guys with families with kids.
Yeah. So what about me if I'm like 35 years old and I want to get out?
You want to get on board? Let's go.
Yeah. Well, no, but the idea of it is that it really doesn't matter your age. What matters is are you committed to being successful? Are you committed to the standards and the core values?
That's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the main things, like
people. It's harder to change people as they get older, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and when you said that age bracket, the reason why you said it is because a lot of people have tried jobs and they're older now, and they prejudge. Oh, sell solar. I'm not going to sell solar. I don't want to sell my friends. I took it. Dude, this is so crazy. So a guy almost 40 years old, dude, I know 50-year-olds, I know 60-year-olds that are selling solar right now that are making $500,000 to $1 million a year.
Oh yeah.
The hardest thing that they had to get over, which is crazy, is they left a job making 80 to 100 grand, 120 grand a year to go sell solar. The hardest thing that they had to get over was to tell their family that they're selling solar now, because it made them sound like a kid. People are like, this is the hardest thing. People go, you sell solar? People have no idea. They have no idea. They think that they're kids that are selling solar, and that's what kids do. What they don't understand is that you can make 7 figures a year. Totally. I don't think that's a kid job.
No.
So can we talk about that for a minute? Like how door to door, like people label it as like that's for kids. It's not for kids. Yeah. It's meeting people face to face. Is what door to door means.
Yeah. So like a couple of thoughts. Like you said, everyone's looking for a way out, and one of my favorite frameworks I've ever heard is the only way out is through. And so a lot of people try to like sit in their current circumstances and their current situations, and they think, how can I change this? How can I change that? And really, it's like, what do you fear the most? That's usually the thing you need to go through. Yeah. That's usually the thing you need to step through, and that's where real transformation occurs. As far as door to door goes, it's so taboo. There's so many people that think so like it's weird. It's like almost like looked down on, right?
Yeah. Because they don't understand.
Over 90% of human communication is nonverbal and paraverbal. And so how in the hell, like if you're calling on the phone, you've got 7-8% to work with. Like you got to be really, really talented with what you're saying, and you got a little bit of paraverbals tonality that you can run through that phone call. When you're in front of somebody, if you can just be coachable and just show up and learn what we have to, what we've learned over the last few years, your ability to influence and persuade and inspire, like that's what we train on is inspiration. And it sounds crazy. So like you're knocking doors selling solar, but no, like our goal is to really inspire people to make that change, to take that step forward and to learn about solar and to help their family to fix their costs, to get the tax credits, to add equity to their home. And it's so cool to see like these people that stutter that are the most like
I stuttered 18 I stuttered
articulate
like they don't even know how to talk to somebody. They can't even look at you in the eye.
People can't even shake your hand nowadays.
They go through a training program and 3 months later they're out making 20-30 grand a month.
Dude, you meet your dream wife. You literally
it's crazy. It'll change your whole life.
Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you guys, knocking doors changed everything for you guys. This is crazy. So we're in a room full of about 400 or 500 guys, and I asked them, I said, hey, I want everybody to write down the number one struggle they have in their life. The number one struggle. And the number one thing that they wrote down is getting my parents to accept that I sell solar. That was the number one thing they wrote. It wasn't money.
Yeah.
It wasn't money. But listen, I said, dude, listen to me. Nobody knows what you're going through. Nobody understands. So when I was young and I was in automotive sales, I remember that I made 120 grand my first year at 18. I made 225 grand when I was 19. I made 500 grand when I was 20. At 20 years old, I go home to my dad. I'm still living with my dad, but my dad never sees me because I'm always gone. And I'm just saving my money. That's all I'm doing. And I finally went and I asked my dad, because my tax person goes, you need to find a better tax person. So I asked my dad. No, seriously. And I asked my dad. I was 20 years old. My dad kicked me out of the house this day. Right? At 20 years old, I go home to my dad and I go, Dad, I need to find a better tax person. My dad makes 60 grand a year. He works at Kermagee, right? It's like a chemical plant.
Yeah.
And it was like a chemist, right? But he makes about 60 grand a year, and he's been there 30 years. Just like everybody, they work these factory jobs forever. And my family laughed at me. They're like, oh, Andy's a car salesman. Oh, everybody always said, I knew you were going to end up a car salesman. They always said that, right? Why? Because I like to talk to people. Yeah. Like, this was so stupid. But now people will pay anything to learn how to speak and learn how to make a connection with somebody. And by the world, it'll get you rich if you learn to make connections. But I hand my dad my W-2 and I say, Dad, I need somebody to help me do my taxes. And my dad goes, you made 500 grand? And I go, yeah. And he goes, dude, you don't even pay rent. That's the first thing he said to me. He's like, you're going to have to start paying rent immediately. So that day I went and found a realtor and went and bought a house. Because I said, like shit's got real now. Like I need to go buy a house. But my point is, my dad at Christmas that year, the whole family's around. Everybody was making fun of me, right, all the time because I was the car salesman. Yeah. My dad goes, just for the record, anybody and everybody that's going to make fun of Andy from now on, he makes $500,000 a year. and all my aunts, uncles, all the haters, my cousins, they go, what do you mean? My dad goes, I've seen his W-2. He makes $500,000 a year, so don't let him trick you. And I want to tell you that day, it was like I didn't want to tell my family what I was making, but my dad did. And everybody changed the way they treated me. And there was a new tone set in our family. And by the time I was 22, I was making $700,000-800,000. And then I got into leadership, and then I started making millions because I was running a team. And I'm going to tell you this, man, sales changed my life. Yeah. But I didn't have leaders like you guys. I had old school leaders. They taught from fear. Hey, you don't do this, you're not getting a check. You don't do this, I'll fire your ass. Like that was the shit, which you guys have probably been through it. Yeah. But that was the goal. So I was really based off fear. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like I knew where I came from and I have this life now and I'm not going back. Yeah. So like whatever they said do, like I did because that's what I wanted to become. That's what I wanted. But I always wanted a good culture. I always wanted a brotherhood. And the era we're in is pretty crazy. It's common to find people that are in their 30s and 40s that are working for people in their 20s because you guys have a better vision of technology. You guys understand pivoting faster. You guys aren't stuck in your ways. You guys have no ego. You know what I mean? Like if it's better to do it this way and a guy comes to you and goes, hey man, I'm having problems. You're like, cool man. Hey, let's review that. Like, let's see why, like how we can do this better. Like it's not the old guy says, hey, it's my way or the highway, dude. Like that's where I was. I told my manager, hey, have you ever thought about this? He's like, you ever thought about finding a new job? I'm like, damn, okay. Don't. And by the way, if I couldn't close a deal, they just cut me up immediately. There was no change. There was no training. Like you go to a door, hey, this guy said this. And I'm like, hey, what would you say? He's like, doesn't matter. Close it or we'll get the other guy. It was so cutthroat. So like the way that you guys lead into like human beings, nobody ever thought about my health. Nobody ever thought about my mental health. Nobody ever thought about me being a better man. Nobody ever thought about me, doing anything except for what are your numbers, okay? And where do you line up on the rep board? Yep. You know what I'm saying? And like now that I see guys like you that are doing this, I think the world is thirsty and starving for leadership because I think that the home needs it because people don't have problems in business. Most of the time people have problems in their personal life. So the fact that we started this today with you guys saying like we work on the businessman before we work on the business plan, like you're telling me you help people with their mental health, get strong, do all this. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to do that. I just want to make money. Bullshit. You have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. That's the reason why you're not successful yet. Like you have to get that and this, and that's what allows you to keep that and grow that and also thrive instead of survive. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, anybody that's successful right now knows this. We've spent a lot of time wasting time chasing money when we don't self-develop ourselves because even if you make it, you're going to give it all back.
Totally.
Okay, the people that didn't self-develop in 2023, that in 2024, they're telling everybody how they made it. In 2025, they'll tell everybody had a rough year and they gave it all back. Yep. It's a never-ending cycle of chase. You know what I mean? So I love that you guys provide so much good stuff. You said you're in 21 states. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So anybody watching this right now, and I know I keep saying this because I'm a pressure person. Like I like to pressure people, and I don't mean like in a negative way. Like if your kids were going to cross the road and you knew it was bad for them, you'd pressure them not to cross, right?
Yeah, it's positive peer pressure.
Yeah, you're like, hey, dudes, you guys cross the road, you're gonna get run over. Yeah. Okay, so if somebody was going to drown and there was a lifeboat going by, I would say, hey, swim to the boat, dummy. Like swim to the boat. So I'm trying to tell somebody that in 2023, the year didn't go the way that you wanted it to, or it should have gone better, or you feel like you're not getting the right training. You guys provide training. You guys provide self-development. You guys provide a level 10 earning opportunity. You tell people they don't even have to have a level 10 skill. They just got to show up, make a video, answer the questions below, and you'll reach out to them. Yep. Guys, if you don't fill out the information below and you don't click on the link below and you've been waiting for an opportunity to change your life, dude, when you feel that gut feeling and you have that intuition that you need to make a jump, you guys need to do it. Quit playing around. Don't bullshit. Men and women. And I would say really at any age, but just people that want to be hungry and they want to grow a big life.
100%. Yeah, I mean, our main thing is we help people get where they want to go, because that's going to get us where we want to go. And so that's with our leadership guys, with our managers, with our reps, and that trickles all the way down to the customer. We're really just serving people and just helping them get where they want to go, and that's going to take us exactly to where we want to be as a company and with our guys. So
what are some of y'all's standards? I know we talked about core values, but let's give some standards and core values, and then you guys maybe give everybody a message as we kind of roll out.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to standards, work ethic's a huge one.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that people are showing up. We have morning correlations. We're very like summer heavy, so we'll do what's called a blitz model, where it doesn't matter where you live in the entire country, you can come plug in for 10 days to 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really flexible. A lot of people can just get time off, try it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a no risk type of thing. And then we have other people that obviously it's the most lucrative opportunity in sales right now. And so they're moving out to a location for the summer. So they're there for 3, 4, 5 months.
Yeah, so some people choose a place and they'll work all summer long. Yep. And then some people will just, let's say if there's a month and there's 30 days in a month, they'll go grind for 10 days and then make a huge check in 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll wait till the next run.
Our average guys are making 30, 40 grand in 10 days. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, so how many of you guys right now?
It's a teacher salary in 10 days. For real.
That's right. Well, you said the kid that make $500,000, you said he was just got out of high school and then he was part-time.
Yeah.
And so I just want people to know this, like you want your life, you want freedom in your life, you want to work hard too. Like this gives you an opportunity to really look at multiple avenues.
Yeah.
Am I right?
It's really flexible. And that's what's crazy is like most sales jobs where you got to go and you want to make big bucks.
Yeah. Can we talk about this? Like, are you guys W-2 or 1099?
1099. And we have a lot of tax professionals as well, because I know 1099 can be a little intimidating if you've never done it before.
No, 1099 is great.
Amazing.
Like
dude, it's the secret to the rich.
You get paid and then you pay taxes instead of the other way around. So
yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. Like, dude, and you can write off a lot of the stuff that you do when you're 1099.
Travel, per diem,
and we set every single one of our guys up with a tax and account agency.
So somebody could literally be watching this right now.
Yeah.
And they could want to do what they do 6 months of the year and then work with you guys 6 months of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy, dude.
Super flexible.
Yeah.
And then if you're really serious about it, the summer or the year round is what a lot of our top producers do.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about standards and culture there, we've got a morning correlation every single morning. It's about an hour.
Like a gathering?
Yeah. So we meet everyone together. Really
whether Zoom or in face-to-face?
Yep, exactly. Really in-depth training. We're going to get everyone hyped, set some goals for the day. And then from there, it's knocking until past dark. So when I knocked, I had my lunch in a bush because I knew if I got in my car, I wouldn't want to come back. So I looked kind of probably crazy, right? But like I'd go dig through a bush and find my lunch and sit on the curb and eat it for 20 minutes and get back out there. Because sales is really just about momentum. Once you get the first one, so you get the second one, it just rolls.
Well, and you get hungry.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
Like once you make a sale, it's like time to make another one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to feed that machine. I always say like you got to feed the machine.
Yeah, and that's 100%. The thing is like there's a learning curve. Sure, like you want to ride a bike, play piano, whatever. You got to learn a skill, but it's a hockey stick curve. So it's a little slow at first. It's different for everyone, but once you get there, like it's just a numbers game for us now. Like we know if we go knock X amount of doors, we're going to talk to X amount of people on average. We're going to set X amount of appointments and close X amount of deals, make X amount of money. I think it's just as guaranteed as a W-2 job is.
Yeah, I think everybody, and I know a lot of people won't believe it with what I'm about to say, but I almost wish that there was like a door knocking like in high school. Like they would make kids have to go knock on doors just because, man, the greatest thing in the world is to learn how to master a stranger.
Totally.
To learn how to just say hi to somebody. I think a lot of people settle in life. They're afraid to ask for something. They don't know how to ask. They don't know how to make a relationship.
Getting rejected.
Yeah, like dude, like everybody's settling because they're just afraid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I really wish that there was like a door knocking in high school. Like people would have a class. Like, okay, for an hour, we're going to go out. We're going to knock doors.
So we actually have a dad that his son works with us, and they go knock together.
Huge.
And it's the coolest thing ever because he's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. And so he knows, he's like,
his son's going to be a killer.
You're 17, but for you, this 100%. Is the best. Like, don't, like, he tells him this, like, I'm not giving financial educational advice, but he's like, don't go to college, just go knock doors for a year, and that'll be better than an MBA. And in my experience, it's true.
That's serious.
Because it's real life applicable experience that you're getting instead of just like learning about the theory. You're actually applying that stuff, and you're just getting like your teeth kicked in. And that's the best way to learn.
Well, but also sometimes you don't get your teeth kicked in. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think it's all fun, but when we say get our teeth kicked in, what we're saying is like get the reps in.
Yeah.
You know, like you just got to go knock doors. Like, look, dude, I have had people, you know, not shake my hand when I was going out to sell cars. I was like, hey, how you doing? People are like, they want to shake my hand. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you want to shake my hand? They're like, I'm like, man, okay, cool. It gives me an idea and understand how society operates.
Totally.
I had to learn not to get mad about it. Say, hey, no problem. We don't have to shake hands. Hey, we'll give a pound.
Yeah.
You know, we'll pat each other on the back. You know, I'll just do a peace sign. Whatever's good for you is good for me. Obviously, you came out today, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn to be a chameleon and to serve my people.
And that is the most valuable skill set you can have in life. Not just business, not just money, but in life.
And once that first person didn't shake my hand, I was like, oh, okay. All right. But then the next person, they shake my hand and then grab it with the other hand. And they're like, oh, how you doing? And I'm like, dude, I like this guy. And then the next one, they don't shake my hand again. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just now I'm realizing this is a numbers game.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about door to door is like, you don't know how old they are. You don't know what mood they're in. Mm-hmm. They're not expecting you. It's like most sales, they walk onto the car lot or they come into the store. You know, they're going there with an intention to buy.
Yeah.
They didn't wake up in the morning, lift the head off the pillow and be like, I'm going to buy solar today, you know, or buy pest control or whatever it is. So like the adaptability you have to have in door to door and the communication skills that you'll learn in door to door, in my opinion, it's unmatched. The only thing that can compare to it is cold calling over the phone.
Yeah.
Cold calling over the phone is very, very similar. And so it's like these skills, like Talon said, and we've brought in a ton of guys that are going to go into med school. I've had 2 guys come through and sell with me. One's in med school, one's in dental school.
Mm-hmm.
Paid for all their school. But I was like, look, man, like if you can just learn these communication skills while you're in door to door, you're going to use that the rest of your life.
Huge.
You know, you're going to be able to sell the hospital that you're the best doctor for the job, because I guarantee you there's going to be just as many qualified doctors as you.
It's unfair.
When you apply for it. Same with the dentist and same with anyone. So it's like these communication skills that you're going to learn, put the money aside, that's going to be priceless.
How about with your children? You know, I mean, there's nothing, family first is everything for us. And so how about like learning how to communicate and accept rejection from your kids and being able to influence and inspire them to level up and do better in their lives without feeling pushed or pressured. Like, I mean, it's changed our lives entirely. So like aside from the money, like you can't tell we don't talk a lot about money. Like that's just the byproduct.
No, being a master communicator is key.
Totally.
And so it's huge. Like even if you didn't make a penny, you'll get more value out of knocking doors for 2 weeks than you would going to a year of school learning about sales. Right, just being in the field.
Well, and it seems like you guys have such a great culture and it's so welcoming. Like just meeting you guys, like it's not like the Wolf on Wall Street, you know, type deal, but you guys can get fired up and go crazy, but you guys are like super loving. You're like, dude, if you want to kill it, you want to crush it, you want to change your life, you want to make a lot of money, we'll teach you how to do it. If you want to be committed, you want to be held to a high standard. By the way, you guys have to hold yourself to a high standard too. So it's not like you get to be whoever and they hold them to this. You guys live by the core values that you believe in. And then you also like teach by leading by example to your team. And that's super cool, man. I think what's super awesome is that you guys are so young. You know what I mean? Like you're so young, man.
Yeah.
Like that's, to me, that's really awesome, because that just means, I said you guys are underdogs. Underdogs beat Goliaths every day. I'm an underdog. I smash Goliaths. I take companies out all the time, and I don't want to harm them or hurt them. But if you're going to compete in my space, I'm going to smoke you. I'm just like, dude, number one, we're going to do it better than you. We're going to outcare the competition. We're going to give more. We're going to love more. We're going to be more dedicated. We're going to keep our word. Like, dude, you're not going to hang with us. Like, we know at one point in time you're going to break. Okay, we're not going to break. Like, we're going to stick to our core values and our standards. And then I hire good people and I bring good people on that want to stick to those same things. And then it becomes really dangerous when there's a big group of people all holding their standards high.
And aligned in one single vision.
Yeah, it's super cool, man. Okay, guys, so let's finish this out. So anybody right now that's made it this far on the podcast, they're absolutely, number one, a true 1%er, right? Like they've watched the whole way through. They've taken a lot of information. Obviously, one of the biggest things that we want to do is give value to guys today, which I think we learned like a lot of different things that'll help you grow to new levels. You learned a lot about, you know, in their life, whenever they grew, like what they went through, how they operate. What are their core value? What's their foundation that they built their whole house on, and how they're doing a great business? You guys are looking to bring on a bigger team. Is that right?
Yeah. We're ready to grow.
Yeah.
We've been growing a ton, but we are ready to scale.
2024 is your year. You want to triple in size, or quadruple or 5X in size. You guys need human capital. What does that mean? Tell to anybody watching this right now why they should take the time, if they made it this far in this video, if they're ready to recreate, change their life, go to another level. Why should they click the link below, reach out to you guys? Whatever you want to say as we finish this.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, the opportunities there. Like, we have markets completely dialed, and we could fit probably 10,000 dudes in all those markets.
10,000.
Like,
wow.
Women and men. Because, again, like, the women crush it in door to door. And so it's like we have the markets where the power companies are friendly. They're excited for us to be there. We're not the enemy to them. We have the markets where the finance options are very, very creative, that are unique to Bright, that other companies can't offer. Mm-hmm. And then obviously those installation opportunities. And so I'd just say, like, the systems are there, the people are there, the leadership is there. Mm-hmm. We have all the training. We have our own proprietary technology where our reps, they come and plug into it the second they onboard with us. So they've got their own canvassing app. Mm-hmm. They've got their own training. It's all in the same app. They've got the appointment scheduling. So everything, all the systems are ready for them. It's literally, they just have to open the door to the Ferrari, jump in
and drive
and hit the gas
and just go.
And just go.
I love it. So you have all the resources they need. All they got to do is reach out and they're in.
Yeah, we've been building this thing for years. We've been building this thing for you. We've been building it for the people that are hungry, that are excited, that are motivated. And I love what you say, that want out. That want to get out of where they're at, that want to really create change and transformation. Mm-hmm. And the only way out is to go through. Like, if you're feeling that pull to click on the link, to check this out, to check us out, just to meet us, just to send in a little bit of information about you, do it. I know for certain there are no accidents. I know for certain if you've made it this far in the podcast, it's for a reason. And I know that you're here listening to this, feeling this conversation. And it's not just happenstance. Of all the podcasts you could be listening to, of all the places you can be in the world, of the infinite possibilities that are out there, why are you still here listening? I think there's huge. A lot more to that than just a random podcast.
I love it. Everything you said was just the truth. If you believe you're worth it, they say you'll never out-earn your own self-worth.
Yeah.
If you believe you're worth it, the next thing to do is just get around people that can show you what's next. Yep. And I always tell people, I'm like, hey, what's the difference between where you're at now and where you'll be in 5 years from now, or where you'll be in 1 year from now? The experiences you go to and the people that you're around, that's everything. If you're around the right people, they'll take you through new experiences, and that new life happens. And sometimes it just happens totally different than you ever thought. I never thought I'd be living in Arizona right now. I'm happier than I ever been. You don't ever know what's next. But when you know, there was a time I was at the grocery store and there was this lady that was paying for her groceries. And, we call it like the Holy Spirit. You're like, dude, I was like, dude, I'm going to pay for her groceries. But there were all these people around me, right? And like, I was also had some people with me. And for some reason, I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it next time.
Yeah.
Dude, but I want to tell you something. I didn't do it. Okay. Now I've done it a lot, but this time I felt like doing it, but I didn't do it and I went against it. I literally was sick to my stomach for almost 6 months. I replayed in my head not buying that lady's groceries, because once I know I need to do something and I don't do it, I feel
a failure.
Yeah. I felt like I wasn't being true to me and I wasn't following my deal. But I'm gonna tell you what I did. For 6 months, almost every day I went back to that grocery store looking for this lady, and I didn't find her. And anyways, it just ate me alive. So like, I know that like I needed to buy that lady's groceries, and it really pissed me off. And I didn't do it, and I should have acted on it. And I'm the kind of guy, when I know I need to do something, I just do it.
Yep.
And I want to tell you, anybody watching this right now, like, here's your time. Okay. You heard what he just said. You know who they are. You know the life that you said you want. You know the results you said you wanted. You know what you said you wanted to do this year. Okay. I know that this wasn't on the plan. This is what you need to do. So reach out to them. Make a plan. Let's kick some ass. Let's build a badass army. Let's go to war. Let's get rich. Let's also help other people save a lot of money. Heaven on earth, right? And let's just have a great life, man. So you guys reach out, man. Let's kick ass. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. And we'll see you guys next time. Hit your boys up. Hey guys, I just want to tell you, you're the true 1%ers. You made it till the end of the video. Do me a favor, share it with the friend that wants to go to another level. Make sure you like the video, comment below so I know who you are, set your notifications, and then subscribe to the channel. We got daily sales training videos dropping. I'll see you soon.